Do you collect those VHS games where maybe there's like a board game and you're supposed to play it next to
Hmm.
the TV and you'd pop in a VHS and that would direct the play on the game?
Oh yeah, that I have like over 70 of them. Like I'm a
So you do
huge,
like those.
yeah, VCR game collector.
Like, weren't
Yeah,
there like,
nice.
murder mystery games?
Yeah, Eyewitness Murder is one. They did a couple Clue ones. There's a bunch. Murder 101, I think it's one.
Well, my favorite, and this is something I did have a really good copy, but now I think people snatch them up. But I really like the Nightmare games, aka
Hmm.
Atmosphere.
Yeah, Nightmare. Yep. There's
And I
four of
can't
those.
believe it, but maybe 10 years ago, I found at a Goodwill one that had everything complete, the first edition. I mean, the first in the series,
Hmm.
excellent condition for like $2.
That's amazing.
That would never even make the shelves now.
Hmm. Very true. Yeah,
I
those are
wish I
great.
had kept it because I love the actor that plays the guy.
Uh-huh. Yeah, he's great. The Have you ever wait, what is now I'm forgetting. There's like another one that's like
There's a
kind of
series with different characters and maybe like add-on tapes. This was
uh-huh.
the guy that got more ghoulish as it went on. His
Hmm.
makeup changed throughout, and I can't remember what his character was called, but the actor was really fun.
Yeah, that's great.
Well, how many packages do you have there?
Let me see. One, two, three, four, five. More things.
Oh my God.
And it does not feel like there's a VHS. So any preference?
Really?
Yeah, any
Well, look
preference?
at this. Then I guess start with whatever you want.
Okay, I'll start with this thing then. I think it's a book of some sort. Mr. White Keys, Alaska Bazaar. This looks crazy. You can
Sort of one of
see
those
it.
weird travel logs.
Yeah, this is insane. I love this. Thank you.
Have you ever been
That's
to
awesome.
Alaska?
I haven't been to Alaska or Hawaii. Those are the last two. This is from '95. Also, that's great. I
Do
love
you think
that.
there are any mom and pop video rental stores left in remote Alaska?
Oh yeah, for sure.
I
That's
could
like a
see that
big.
happening there because, especially back in the day when you're stuck in a remote area for the winter and maybe you don't have access to satellite or cable,
Yeah, the Wi-Fi there is bad, so they're like video stores are still there's some still up there. So
that
and
would be
like even
worth a trip for you. Just, I think, videotape some of those mom and pop stores.
yeah, when I do like go to Alaska, like I'll hit up like I'll go and do a bunch of stuff, but I'll obviously hit up the video stores that are up there too. I
Yeah.
know one person like found a store with a bunch of tapes like a few years ago there. So
Hmm.
I'm sure there's others varied.
Is there a subgenre of Alaskan themed horror movies?
Alaskan themed horror movies. I don't know. No. There has to be some, but nothing's like popping into my head. I know
What
there's
was that
one.
vampire one? Was it 30 Days and 30 Nights or something like
Oh,
that?
okay. Yeah, that sounds familiar. I haven't seen that though.
But was that Alaska?
Oh, I'm not probably. It sounds
I
like it
can't
would be.
remember.
This
Interesting.
this one, honestly, this could be a book, but it feels a little bit different, so
Well,
let's see.
hmm.
Oh, nice. Night of the Living Dead. A, a release that I don't have either, so very good. You can see that.
I like the greenish tint to it.
Uh-huh. Oh yeah. You can hear my dog barking. That's
I
very
have
nice.
think that maybe that was one that. Remember when the dollar store, they probably still do, but remember they were doing
Hmm.
DVDs for a while?
Yeah, dollar DVDs. Yeah, that because it's in one of those type of cases for sure.
Yeah,
This
because it
is
had a thinness to it, like a dollar store DVD.
this is definitely a book. Let's see. Ooh, nice. Classic Goosebumps book. I don't have this either. This is an original one too. Very cool.
I love that title.
92. Yeah, this is great. Good condition on this one too. Thank you. I love
So
that.
just open it randomly to a page and start reading it.
Okay. Hey, Bird, it's me. Greg held the receiver in one hand and wiped the sweat off his forehead with the other. He'd never worked so hard or so fast in all his life. Did they find Sherry? Bird asked eagerly. I haven't heard, and I don't think so, Greg said, his eyes surveying the room, almost back to normal. He had put everything back, cleaned and straightened. His parents would never guess. There you go. That was from chapter
Is that
21.
21?
Yeah.
R.L. Stein. He's
Yep, the legend.
the legend. Now go to the end and just reveal the climax.
Okay, let's see.
The climax to say cheese and die.
Standing in the doorway stood a tall, shadowy figure. I gasped as the figure lurched into the room, and I saw it clearly. Even in the dim lit, I could see what it was, a mummy, glaring at me with round, dark eyes through holes in its ancient, thick bandages. A mummy, pushing itself off the wall and staggering stiffly toward me in the living room, its arms outstretched as if it would grab me. I opened my mouth to scream, but no sound came out. The end.
Don't you hate it when you open your mouth to scream and no sound comes out?
Yeah, that's the worst.
That's the worst.
uh, this has to be a cassette. I can just tell.
Uh-oh. You're gonna like this one.
Let's see. What is this? Oh, nice. Adam Ant. Very good. And I don't have this, and I collect cassettes too, so very cool.
Viva
Thank
La
you.
Rock. Actually, the song Viva La Rock off that is actually pretty decent.
85. Very nice. Last thing.
Uh-oh.
Sorry.
Is this one lumpy?
Lumpy? No. This is flat.
Okay.
This is probably. Oh, nice. Pirates of the Caribbean sticker. Very good. Thank you. That's
I
great.
know. Well, I figure if you were held back and had to go back to high school, you could stick that up in your locker.
Yeah, that'd be perfect. Stick it on a binder. Very nice. Thank you. I
Or if
loved
you
everything.
ever join the police academy and have to go undercover back to high school,
Mm-hmm.
and you want to
That'd be
blend
good.
in and do what the cool kids are doing, you could like put that sticker on your peachy and then they'd accept you as a 16-year-old high school kid.
Yep, that'd be perfect. Thank you.
Was there one other package that had a lumpy thing in it?
A lumpy thing. I'm feeling it. Let me recheck the box. Give me 1 second. Let me see if somehow my dog made off with anything.
The dog. When in doubt, blame it on your dog.
He did this thing. The last thing.
He had a good instinct because he'll probably enjoy it more than you do.
Okay. Let's see. What could it be? Oh, wow. You can see a duck. Very nice.
It kind of is like a dog toy, isn't it?
Uh-huh. Yeah, he wants it. You can see. What is this? What is this? Wow, he really wants it. Oh my god. Oh, there, he ran off to grab it. Perfect.
Now,
Thank
what's your
you.
dog's name again?
Ziggy Stardust.
How did you name your dog Ziggy Stardust?
Well, my girlfriend named it. That's like the dog name she always wanted, and we both love Bowie. And like once we saw this dog, it was obvious that it needed that name. It's like a super rare like breed of dog, and like super rare like colors and stuff, and he has like blue in his eye, like, and like a heart under his like eye, so like
Wow.
it just worked. So
If you get another dog, will you name it Aladdin Sane?
oh, that would be good. Yeah, I think the next dog name is what was it? What did she want to name it? I think, did she say maybe Cosmo or something? Because Cosmo Kramer, Seinfeld, or Ozzy? I forget what it was. No, not Ozzy. I don't know. Something. She has some ideas. So, but no dog anytime soon. We'll stick with this one. So,
If you ever get a vicious cat, would you name it Morrissey?
oh, that'd be good. Yeah, very good.
A hissing little cat with sharp claws.
That fits. That'd be a good name.
Well, to wrap up the last batch, what was your favorite?
Out of the last batch, I would say the Goosebumps book or the Alaska book. And overall, I would say the Smiths book. Smiths book was the top.
You're
Love
still
that.
loving that Smith's book.
Uh-huh. Yep, that was the best. Thank you.
Excellent.
I loved opening all this stuff. It was
Well,
great.
glad you like, and who knows what the future holds.
Yeah, if you ever find anything else weird, for sure let me know.
I will earmark it for you, and oh my God, behind your left shoulder, is that a VHS copy of Pieces?
Pieces? I don't think no, I don't have pieces.
What's the one with the black cover and it has a
That one?
white title outlined in red?
That? Mm,
I think right behind your left shoulder on one of the top shelves. Second shelf from the top.
so, this one right here?
Um,
That right there?
you're freeze framed again, so I can't see what you're holding up.
Okay. I
But
know
I
I'm
think it
holding
begins with an F or a P.
P. I don't know. I
I
have
would
so much.
swear it was Pieces, but no, maybe not.
I don't own like pieces. That's like a tape I always sell just because like it's more of like a just a, like I love the movie, but like I will stick with like a Blu-ray of that. Like that's not one I need on like VHS.
Well, looking at your shelf, the second from the top, the pink one with 555, if
Yeah,
you go to the
555.
left of that, three down is Coven. Then
Yeah,
from Coven, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 down from Coven to the left of Coven.
this one right here, Revenge of the Mercenaries, or Out of Body,
No, it's like a
Hughes,
one-word title.
the Tower, Body Count, KGB. This is all like a company out of
But on the
Canada.
spine, it has white letters with red around them on a black background.
White letters with red around them. That would be Tower, then, must be. On a black background, though? I don't know. Oh, Mark of the
Oh,
Beast, maybe?
is
Oh,
it
Splatter?
House? Does it say House?
House. No. There's like a
Pulse?
Shock Chamber, Splatter, Mark of the Beast, Tower, the award. Those are all like the same company out of Canada, like that did shot on video movies that no one's heard of. That like it was like a TV production company called Emeritus, and they did like a. These are all super rare and like worth a lot, but not pieces. Some I'm not sure which one though.
What's the
Yeah,
label where on the spine the label is on top in white letters with blue around it?
can you see it now?
It's so small and blurry.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I guess I could send you a detailed, like a picture of it that's in better quality. 'Cause
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
interesting. Huh.
There's so much stuff.
Trying to see if there's any other title on there. Well, Hell Roller, was that the one that you released on your own label?
Yep, over
Can
here.
you pull that one out and show it? I think that's to your left.
Yeah, this one actually like is autographed.
Oh, wow.
You can see that.
That is so cool. I mean, so back in the day when you were releasing all these shot on video gems, how did you track down the people? Because I know
Uh,
for a lot of these ones, it was really hard to find the people.
Mostly through like Facebook. If I could find like anyone involved in the movie on Facebook, then like normally they could help me if like say the director wasn't on there, or whatever, like
Mhm.
so. But a lot of times like the director, or I just Google, and like sometimes they'd have like a website or some information somewhere, like a phone number listed or email. So some deep diving stuff.
Well, a while back, we were talking about how you wanted to get your site VH Shitfest going again, and that's where you'd re-release the shot on video movies for people. Are you going to resurrect that and put out some more limited edition VHS?
Yeah, we have one that's coming out like this year at some point called Corn Shucker. Um, that's
Hmm.
like a super obscure like movie from the 90s. It's like also it's like Lynch influenced like crazy thing. So we're gonna do a DVD of that, or well, I guess we're gonna do a Blu-ray and a VHS. So
Wow.
that should be cool.
So that was a big decision because you took a big gap in between doing this.
Yeah. Well, it just takes forever. Like just because like I'm doing other stuff, like so I just do it slow whenever like I feel like it. Me and my friend just work on it here and there. Like we've been like 90% done with everything. The only thing
Do you
that's
think
left.
it's Well, do you think it's because the collector's market has even changed in the past 5 years? Because streaming is even bigger, but at the same time, in response to streaming dominating everything, do you see a resurgence of people wanting physical media even more now?
Oh yeah, definitely. Like Blu-ray and VHS are more popular than ever. Like
Mhm.
every small company that would take like 2 years for something to sell out when they did like a limited like 2000 run Blu-ray wise, like sells out like within a couple months. Like everyone
Wow.
goes nuts, and same with VHS. Like even new movies coming out on VHS, there was like people quitting collecting tapes because they missed out on like Psycho Gorman. It was like a
Mhm.
new movie that had like a limited VHS print run, and it sold out. Like it's ridiculous. Everything has like at least doubled in price since like a couple
Wow.
years ago. Like so
So
much
they're
stuff
good
sells for a ton.
investments.
Oh yeah, it's crazy. And like anytime you can get like cool weird stuff for cheap, it's always a good thing. So
So when you put out your VHS re-release, how many are in your limited editions?
well, I think
Like
we
100 or
yeah, we do
50?
100. We do 100 every time, I think we've always done 100.
Okay, well, that's a
So
lot.
uh-huh. And
I
like
mean, for a lot of people, it may not seem like a lot, but in such a niche kind of thing, I mean, that seems like a sizable number. And if you want to keep it collectible, it's like
mhm.
you don't want the number to be too high.
And we're releasing like way more obscure stuff than like other company. Like the stuff is like really, really obscure. Like it's not like something that has like a bigger market. Like
Mhm.
it does, but like since it's just like me and like one other person, we really don't want to do bigger. Like we could do like 500 and just like sell them as they sell forever, but like
Mhm.
storing 500 like of something and just selling them for 2 3 years, however long it takes, is not really that fun. I'd rather do like 100 and just like sell them over the course of like 5 or 6 months and just be move
Mhm.
on to like the next thing, so
Well, out of all your previous titles that have sold out, What's the one people request the most?
I've gotten, I guess maybe Hell Roller, since that was like the oldest, and there was like special features. We did like interviews and stuff on there that you could only get if you got the VHS, which is like
Mm-hmm.
different than what you've done before. That and the Attack of the Mutant Roadkill, because
Mm-hmm.
that has like, for one, the tape's like impossible to find, and we put like a bunch of like short films on there that were never released anywhere else. So like, I've had a
Yeah.
decent amount of people message me trying to get that. But I always say like
Mhm.
eBay, and occasionally
Sure.
they'll pop up on eBay because I don't have any.
Well, before we wrap up, I'm going to show you a book
Okay.
since you've shown me so many books. Lately, this past year, I've been buying more books just to learn about obscure movies. I mean, I'm always doing that, but I've had big gaps, and I kind of had the bug this past year. Maybe it's because of the quarantine. I just had this thirst to want to read about old, weird movies. And for me, back in the 80s and 90s, it was all about the obscure video guides, the Psychotronic, the Creature Feature movie guide, and now even some of those are harder to find. But here's one I'm sure
Mm-hmm.
you know. It's a more recent book, Analog
Mm-hmm.
Nightmares. Do you know
Yep.
this one?
Oh
So
yeah, for
are
sure.
there any movies listed in here that you've released?
Probably. I would assume like a lot, like gourmet. I see boarding house on the back. Yeah, like Hell Roller's probably in there. Gourmet Zombie Chef from Hell's probably in there. Um, I don't know if that attack, like Lazarus the Legend, definitely isn't in there, and
The
Attack of the
author?
Mutant Roadkill might be nice. That might be in there. I don't know if, I doubt Corn Shucker's in there, and Skip Tracer definitely isn't in there.
Mm-hmm.
Normally, like, it's
Hell
even,
Roller,
yeah, Hell
page
Roller.
291.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that one has to be in there just because it's like one of the more popular. Wow, very nice. I love it.
So are you kind of feeling that way this past year too? Have you been recollecting or just having this thirst for low budget films?
Oh yeah, well, it's been that way for a while, but since like COVID, I've been like super focused. Like I got more like rare tapes last year than like ever before, and this year too. Like it's insane. So like I've just been finding
Mm-hmm.
so much stuff. Like it's
Mm-hmm.
great. I
You know,
love it.
there's a new book that's been supposed to come out, and they kind of do a little bit like what you do. Bleeding Skull,
Yeah, Bleeding Skull. I love
because I
those
like
guys.
their releases too, because they pick pretty obscure shot on video stuff also.
Yeah, they're great. I have a couple of them.
And they're supposed to have a new book coming out. I think they did a previous book, but this new one, the years that it spans for shot on video,
hmm
like maybe the first one was more 80s, this one might be more 90s. Don't quote me, I can't remember, but I think just is targeting a different time period.
Nice.
So
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely grab that whenever it comes out. I have the first one somewhere.
okay, yeah, because I love reference books like that. You know,
hmm
for movies so obscure to have that much information in one book about all those.
I love it.
That's
And
really
you can
nice. Do
find
you see
movies you never heard
yourself?
of.
Well, you gonna write a book someday?
Yeah, we have like, we're working on one for what year is it? Is it 20? Okay, 2023. It'll be out. Um
Yeah, and what's the scope of your book? Is it mostly just about your personal collection or what you like?
it's gonna be like, no, it's kind of like a spin-off from Majesty Tracking. It's like going to
Hmm.
be showing just insane, super rare tapes, but like from different people's collections, and have them tell like a story relating to it, whether that's like how they found it or how they heard about it or if they worked on it and stuff like that. So it's going to be a lot of like just super interesting, like cool stories from people around the world talking about
Okay.
rare tapes. So
Oh, that
should be
sounds
cool.
cool. And
Yeah,
this
it'll be like
is
a
all
big coffee
printed.
table
So
size
this is
book.
book, not another documentary, but in a book form.
Yeah, book form, but we're gonna do like another like a sequel, Adjust Your Tracking for the 10-year anniversary, which is 2023. So we're gonna start like shooting next year.
So is that going to be all new footage or just
Mm-hmm.
update?
All new, yeah. We'll do a
Because one thing
Blu-ray.
I'll have to say, and we could have a whole episode talking about this, so we don't have to get into it, but I think before we had talked about how when you did your documentary, I think there was you and maybe Be Kind Rewind.
Mm.
And since both of those came out, there's like this cottage industry of documentaries about the love of old VHS movies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's like at least a few every year since then. Like it's crazy.
Yeah. But you were kind of like the original. I mean, you were back before everyone was doing it.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I saw like the earliest like when we started working on it. It was um so long ago. I guess like when we first started working on it, it was over 10 years ago now. So like
Yeah.
it's crazy how long it's been.
Well, did you happen to see the Blockbuster documentary that's
Mm-hmm.
been playing on Netflix?
Oh yeah, I bought the Blu-ray. I pre-ordered it like a while ago, so I watched it like earlier this year. I liked it.
Well, it's so funny because you kind of talked about the same thing, although you're focused on the mom and pop. And not to take away from this Blockbuster one, which, I thought it was good. I just thought you had so much more character in it. I think you tapped so much more into the collector and just the thrill of the hunt kind of people.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, the Blockbuster one was okay, but it kind of scratches the surface. And again, I just think that for, especially people who love horror movies and underground films, that's such a subsect. I think seeing this Blockbuster one made me realize, wow, that seemed extremely mainstream. And when you're so immersed in the underground, I think just this other stuff doesn't even register with you. You kind of forget there's a whole mainstream audience that all they knew was what Blockbuster fed them.
Mm-hmm.
And doesn't it
Yeah.
always just surprise you when you kind of go outside your collector's circle and realize there are a lot of people who, the ones that did rent out the billion copies of Jerry Maguire and Pretty Woman and, who would never do anything unless it was a mainstream movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's another thing, like stuff like that is even like people are buying and collecting like just stuff that is so popular now. Like people want
Hmm.
those old like blockbuster rental clams of like you said,
Yeah.
Pretty Woman and Titanic and whatever. So like it's crazy that like it went from being like people who were into like super obscure stuff that you couldn't find on like DVD to now it's just like a
Hmm.
nostalgia for just VHS across the board and video stores. Like so many people putting video stores in their house and the shelves are lined with like stuff you can get for $1 on DVD. It's like, well, I
Hmm.
understand why, but like it's kind of like a waste of space to me personally. But like then again, people would be like, well, the movies you collect are a waste of space to me because a lot of
Hmm.
them aren't good. So it's like I like that just VHS in general has exploded and the video store love
Hmm.
has really exploded.
Do you think there's a market for those little things Blockbuster would maybe put on the shelf? Those little, maybe something you clip on a shelf with a little sign or a Blockbuster
Mm-hmm.
logo. Do you think
Yeah.
those little odd store specific things will be collectible?
Oh yeah, 1000%. Everything. I have like Blockbuster cups that they gave for little kids. I have like this thing. What
Remember
is
when they would
this?
have, when they do something where, say, it was a popular title on the shelf? You remember when your title could be facing out, not grouped in the back list, but the new ones, the covers facing out?
Yeah. Oh
Remember
yeah.
they would put like a placeholder in?
Blockbuster.
It was like a clear case, but it just had the Blockbuster logo on it.
Yeah, those sell.
What do you even call those placeholder things?
I don't know. Like I would just say like video store. I would just put video store, display, VHS. I would just put like a bunch of stuff like.
Because didn't they put those up there so the shelf wouldn't look like it was bare?
Yeah. And I mean, people want that. They want to like recreate a blockbuster in their house, so like you got to have that.
Well, one last question, because I know you live in Pennsylvania and the sun's probably already going down there.
Yeah, good timing. I have like 2% battery, so it's perfect time for one more.
For the last question, so what are you currently collecting, VHS wise, or just anything, music, books? Not to say that you'll necessarily get a surprise of it in the mail, but what are some of the unexpected things you collect besides movies?
Old t-shirts. I am always looking for old shirts, especially like TV
Concerts?
shows. Oh yeah, concerts. Tons of like 80s and 90s stuff, band shirts, some like cast and crew movie shirts, like old Simpsons stuff, Nickelodeon, like Ren and Stimpy, like all those cartoons from like the early 90s I'm big into.
Mm-hmm.
And those and just still the same old stuff, you know, obscure self-release type movies, recorded stuff off TV with commercials, weird just novelty stuff. I still like, you know, old stuffed animals and just stuff to decorate the movie room with, movie
Okay.
promo, stuff like this. You can see like it's a little Vestron video, like paddle for a movie called Up the Creek, which I actually have on Blu-ray, and I like just a sex comedy weird thing that they would give to video stores, you know, stupid stuff like that. So
Cool. Well, who knows what the future will hold? There's a lot of letters left in the alphabet.
true. Yes, E. Start there next time. Be good.
All right. Well, until we meet again.
Thank you very much. Talk to you soon.
All right. Talk to you soon.